back to the final segment of Hackathon. Woo! Woo! Yeah! We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the next hour. So thanks again, everybody here, for supporting the IX Hackathon Code Connects Us in this awesome event. Congratulations to all the participants and partners for the amazing work that's happened over the past couple of days. And thank you so much for everyone who's joined on the live stream and who participated in voting.
So the votes are in, and we're going to be sharing the results shortly. We'll be inviting the top 3 teams to come up on stage so we can celebrate their accomplishments. And to kick that off, please give a warm welcome to our CTO, Mark Savely, and VP of Engineering, Chris Kay.
Woo!
They didn't tell me which button to push.
Mark made me wear a hat.
Those lights are bright. I can't see you at all. So I just want to take another moment and do the same speech I did last night in the bar and just say how much I appreciate all the work that went in to the last couple of days, all the work you put in. I was so proud when I was walking around, seeing all of the connections that were being made, seeing people working in teams with people that they don't normally work and making new networking connections. And I don't just mean that in wires. And the hacks are great. I mean, the stuff that you guys built over 2 days is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the level of engagement was incredible. I mean, walking around at any point, you'd be able to look into a team and everyone's super focused. Whiteboards have got lots of diagrams and IX values written out and everything. It was really amazing to see.
So, getting to what you actually want to know, we're going to do third place first.
Yeah, but first we want to say that everyone's a winner. Now for the real
I should have
winners.
said that. Third place, the board identity. Using identity to connect homeless people with family. Missing link, come on up.
You guys have to figure out who hoists this into the air for the photo.
We'll put it in the middle here.
All right, thank you.
Do we have a photo? Thank you.
I have no idea where the photographer is, so I don't know who's taking it.
Somewhere in the darkness. All right, move on. All right, now for second place. This was one of the ones that I saw that it was pretty incredible to see something a little different. But it made me wonder myself, are we getting paid for this?
I don't know. Picture chaos, come on down. Gotta say, I was wondering about epileptic fits, you know.
Put this team together.
Thank you.
So this one I like because the next segment that we're moving into is all about recognition. And so next year, we're going to get to use Team Sabotage's tool for IX Appreciation to pick our new...
comes the big one. I think it's still going behind Mark's office. No?
Apparently over.
Over your office. Fantastic. So we're going to move on to recognition now. And this is something I think that's near and dear to our hearts, being able to really recognize not just teams. We recognize teams all the time. We think that teams are really the best kind of unit that can come together and help us deliver something. There's a lot of community around that, but behind teams, there's people. And this event is all about, or this segment is all about recognizing your peers. So this all came from peer recognition, number of nominations, just really important and reminds us how much everybody here depends on each other to get through their projects.
So we had a few stats. We had 350 nominations for a little over 100 people. Similar participation across all the locations and all the PDUs, which we really appreciated. 20% of the nominations came across PDU, which we think is great. It just shows how much we all depend on each other, not just within our silos.
And outside of engineering itself.
We got lots of nominations from outside of engineering for engineers.
It was really cool to see just the number of nominations coming from peers, from cross PDU, from outside the organization, and the comments that came with it were pretty incredible, very telling. But even some of the top nominees, the top nominee received 14 different nominations, almost 5% of all the votes. We'll get to them later. The top award, a new award this year, was an award actually brought forward by our engineering managers, was the Unsung Hero Award. Received 71 nominations for 46 different nominees. So it was actually a really challenging process to go through and make sure that we were getting to the right people, but also wanted to take a moment to thank the engineering managers who actually came together to help deliberate, pull together the data, and make sure that people were properly represented. All right, so last year, we did not spend enough time properly recognizing all the different nominees. More than half the people in the company were actually nominated for something. So it's pretty incredible how diverse the nominations were, and we're so dependent on our peers. It's really fabulous to see how many people wanted to go out there and recognize people. It took until the last day to get. I think the last day we received half of all the nominations.
The nominations came in on the last day.
It's amazing how a deadline really draws progress.
Yeah, we're a deadline-driven organization.
So now to make sure we spend enough time on the nominees, Mark is going to say a short statement about every one of them.
Let's just give a round of applause for all the nominees. And for everyone in the room who has helped a teammate and gone above and beyond at any time. Some logistics, we're going to ask the winners. You'll see your name show up on the board. When your name comes up, if you can make your way down to Holly here in the corner, we're going to collect all of the winners for a big photo shoot at the end, but we're going to want you to come down one at a time. The Fearless Leader Award. This is one of your peers, not a management position, somebody who regularly steps up to guide and ensure the success of the projects they work on and the teams they work with. Really a servant leader who looks out for their team and sets an example in their own work. Andrew. He brings others around him to a higher level. He challenges others to think outside the box the way he does. He has the best interest of his team and IX at heart. He's frequently sought out by people all over the company for his advice.
Backstage, remember?
Already backstage. Okay. I speak a lot.
Sheva. We were debating backstage on whether we should do applause after or before. We figured you guys would figure it out for us. So, 14 different nominations for 5 different awards. Received almost 5% of all the nominations across the company. Is very well recognized. He won the IX Eng Culture Award last year, which tells you something too. He's someone who cares, somebody who speaks up when he feels that things aren't right. Calls us out at our AMAs in Montreal, that's for sure. Peers look up to him, and as his manager says, it's Jebo. So. Johnny Lee. Johnny was described as a bit of a stealth leader. He's not necessarily the loudest voice in the room, but he's there to make sure that everybody else is heard. He challenges himself, he challenges the team, he looks for alternatives, he takes the time to guide his peers, and overall he's just a great all-round role model.
What can you say about Ronnie? Amazing knowledge, amazing amount of energy, cares deeply about just doing the right thing. Now, brings focus to his work every day. Always willing to share, always willing to educate. To quote one of the nominees, the literal embodiment of the award.
All right, this is probably one of my favorite awards. It's the Gray Test Award. Timing didn't work. They told me it wouldn't, but okay. Testing is so important. It's something we keep on this recognition ballot because we think it's an incredibly important part of development. The type of person who's winning this award is somebody who really understands the value of testing. They understand that it's not one thing that you do. It's not just unit testing. There's many different types of testing, and it's not just something you do after you're done development. It's something that happens throughout the process. This award was very interesting because we had a number of different nominations, but one person received half of all of those nominations, and that person is... So Chuck's considered a bit of a pillar of the dev community, especially out in Montreal. He is very focused on testing and all the whole release process really around CI/CD and so on. Always ensuring proper test coverage, will not rest until every reasonable test case is covered. And he's always happy to provide assistance. So if you're looking for a bit of advice, feel free to approach him.
Exemplifies professional and comprehensive software engineering discipline. You know, one of those people who writes impeccable code, clean code, testable code, supportable, production grade, easy to understand. The code impresses you when you read it. Don't tell me you've never seen that. I've been impressed. Emma! Never compromises on quality, a great attention to detail in her code, produces testable code that looks like a work of art.
He's the one person that made us have to reformat the slides over and over again to get his name in there. And then Eric told me, just call him MFCL. I'm like, that's not easier. Somebody who comes across as very passionate about clean code, best practices. If you ever want to hear about Golang improvements, just show him a bit of your code and he'll speak up for sure. Attentive to details, and the clarity of his code leaves things in a better place than he found them. Thank you.
Victor. Produces some of the cleanest code. Nobody likes to have Victor do their code reviews, and everybody wants him to. You know he'll find something, and you know your code will be better for it. All of his peers go to Victor for advice. My dream, as you all know, DevOps is near and dear to my heart. Demonstrates the real spirit of DevOps through true ownership of work end to end. Understanding and questioning the customer's needs, watching the performance graphs in production so that they know that their feature is working well, and is really passionate about those CI and CD pipelines. Noah. Noah is the embodiment of the spirit of DevOps. He guides other engineers on the path to understanding that ops is an integral part of their product lifecycle. Has a deep understanding of what needs to be monitored, how to do verification, and that he shares with his PDUs and all of his other peers, and anybody who'll ask him. Noah was nominated for 4 different awards. This is the one we felt exemplified him the most.
We got lazy with the photos, so. One of the comments in his nominations described Stefan as the OG DevOps. I Googled it, and I agree. He won this award last year, which kind of demonstrates to you that he's known for this type of thing. When you think of CI/CD, a lot of people, I think, equate that with Stefan and a lot of the passion that he brought over the last couple of years. He was nominated also for 3 different awards, got 9 different nominations, so congratulations.
We were going to use the same picture again, but he's sort of hiding there behind.
So Moses has been known recently for leading a lot of the CI/CD efforts around Falcon. And so something that's important to us as we build out our new architectures, that we're building them out the right way, and he's contributing heavily to that. He is super passionate about Kubernetes, or Kubernetes? Yeah, I mean, he came with us to the conference, but even when his role hasn't been directly involved in Kubernetes, he's been passionate about being part of the channel. And he's always available to answer questions. All right, outside the box. This is all about somebody who's that constant innovator, the person who's investigating things, looking at things from a different perspective, somebody who is creative, adds a spark to every team that they work with, and always have an idea of these kind of helpful tools and ways that they could use them, sometimes in not so standard ways.
DCB. I've known Dave for over 25 years, and I know that makes me old. One of the most creative and helpful thinkers I have ever met. Insightful. Crafted that first set of dashboards that really made people outside of engineering stand up and take notice, the ones that the commercial teams and the analysts now rely on.
People in Montreal describe him as naturally creative. Everyone is regularly impressed by the cleverness of his code. Always trying out new things, challenging the status quo, always outspoken. He was the other one who was peppering us at the AMA in Montreal.
Indeed.
So congratulations.
Somebody thinks about the small details, the important details. Every CPU cycle, every pixel, every byte of memory works to ensure the perfection in their products and push their systems, our systems, to their limits, ensuring that we can scale and maintain that high availability that we require. I'm just going to read some quotes that his nominators said, constantly looking to identify ways to make the code go faster. Get the pun? Optimizes Go routine behavior like it's going out of style. Has drilled down into every minute detail to try and squeeze every bit of performance out of his code and everybody else's. Iqbal. When dealing with terabytes of data and tens of billions of record each and every hour, it's the small things add up quickly. And his ability, amazing ability to find opportunities to tune and optimize the Swiss system, to squeeze the last little bit of performance, has been critical to the success of Black Hole, our data pipelines, and our reporting pipelines.
I believe another second-time winner, known to optimize, kind of squeeze every cycle out of the CPU, every byte of memory. Never loses sight of the big picture, though, which is always important. Always willing to help others, inspires people around him. So incredibly passionate, currently involved in some pretty important projects to try to improve the life of many developers around the organization through the Replay project, along with a couple other engineers. So congratulations. All right, so as I mentioned, this was kind of a manager favorite. We really wanted to make sure that we were appreciating those unsung heroes on every team. The person who doesn't speak up necessarily, doesn't always ask for credit, tries to make everybody else around them better and help out in various ways. Crucial part of their team. May not be widely known outside the team, though. So it was really important for us to take a look at this category and also the biggest category that we have.
Alton. It's the behind the scenes things. It's being a driving force for Agora. The ad server, Exchange node, docs revamp wouldn't have happened without Alton just diving into every one of those hundreds of spaces that were needed to be amalgamated. Keeps the Eng org chart up to date.
We check our org chart against his.
We do. Always happy to help out with anything.
I worked with Amy for a while, pretty closely, and like any unsung hero, can be a little quiet, but always focusing on good work, good quality, has great ideas, has great initiative, great input for colleagues, really great work on some of the Kubernetes stuff that we're doing on the network layer, but always prefers to put others ahead of herself. So, congratulations. One comment for Danny was that he's a natural-born servant leader. He has patience to explain just about anything to anybody in an understandable way. Always willing to help, always willing to take one for the team, never asking to take credit, and he always handles my silly questions fairly easily, so congratulations.
Ricky, what can you say about Ricky? He's just another one who's always willing, always ready to help. In operations, he really makes things tick for everyone. All without ego, never seeks validation, so we're doing it today.
Sab is described as quietly confident, extremely dependable, follows through. Her fantastic attention to detail is a great reason for success for the supply PDU as a whole, and overall just a really great team player.
Sharon is always the first person to put a hand up to take on more work or to help out her teammates. From doing peer reviews to publishing new content onto the knowledge base, training new hires, she's always willing to step up when needed. And I've really enjoyed the smile I get on her face when I've been sitting in the docs area for the last little while at One Uni.
Todd's always the nicest guy. He's always there to help. Considered a quiet engineer, but always has good practices, good paths that he goes down, but also proposes new paths, looks for new improvements. Always finds a kind way to help and provide feedback. Very reliable, brings balance to the team. Constant attention to his daily work brings just a lot of value to his PD.
What can you say about Tommy? Leads through a combination of hard work, dedication, and skill that you rarely come across. He's a great person to work with. He inspires and positively impacts each team he works on, sets a bar really high, and inspires his teammates to match his discipline and his expertise. There's a reason why we've named a feature after him. Virtual Tommy. The next category, on a growth mission, won't be stopped, has their eyes on being the best in their field. Even though they may be headed down a new path, it feels like they've been doing it for years.
Nominations said he's been killing it this year. He's ramped up really fast on the IB child count project, which had a massive impact on our memory, which is great. helpful, insightful, thoughtful, thinks of alternatives, crucial to the team, puts in extra efforts to get critical things done. Always helps new hires, and everybody loves working for him.
Nick can do just about anything asked of an engineer in very little time and with high quality standards. Always willing to help his team and looking to improve his skills, and he catches on so quickly.
So Ron's considered a super fast learner. He was put onto the Cal project and just had a huge impact. Called out for awesome problem solving, great communication skills, first to step up and offer help, and really loves to jump on to some of the trickiest problems. So Reese is described as somebody who's able to really adapt to any situation that he's put into, and often coming out being the authority on that area. He's been working pretty hard on the Phoenix authorization project and knows it backwards and forwards. Takes on any coding tasks and always inspires others by doing so.
Beer has only been with us for a very short period of time, and I'm so impressed with the ability to get nominated for an award for somebody who's only been here a few months. He's already making impressive contributions in his PDU, a beacon for others to follow, leads by example, picks up concepts incredibly quickly, and is quick to offer solutions to complex problems. He will almost certainly be a future technical leader at IX.
This one's a really important one. I think the IX Eng Culture Award is that kind of all-encompassing award that really thinks of all the aspects of what makes a great engineer a great peer amongst our organization. Has IX class, I think, is one of the best ways of talking about it, but the values, being able to demonstrate the IX values is really important.
Aims to improve everybody else around them. The person that you wish you could clone 20 times.
Yeah. Somebody who really embodies all of the values, especially humility, humble, caring, ambitious, really willing to take on any challenge, big or small, always asking if somebody needs help and willing to jump in and help his team members.
Jen embodies the IX values every day in her work with both the Identity PDU and with her Agile team. Always looking for new and creative ways to bring people together, improve collaboration, make IX a great place to work. She continues to push her own limits in order to learn and grow as an individual.
Makun's always been fast to help others, always willing to pair on stories, always happy to explain how our systems work, always humble, but ambitious and willing to help improve everyone. Ran has this like natural ability to pull people together. He does really well working across offices, geographies, always drives a common understanding of what we're trying to work on, what we're trying to get towards. Often seen as a technical bridge between teams and engineering and product and just about everyone else. Well respected, willing to take on anything, and always does it with that Ran smile.
Warren makes everyone around him better. No cross-team or geographic location can stop him. He cares about the team's learning, about their growth, taking on his own time to patiently mentor other people on the team, no matter where they are. Creating education courses to enable newcomers to learn easier and quicker. Quiet, caring, humble, and yet ambitious and intentional. So if we can get everybody out on stage here. Yeah. I think we need a second row. Shorter people in front.
Do we have a wide enough lens? All right. Round of applause, everyone.
Come on, give it up.
Now, where do they go?
Back.
Backstage.
Exit stage left. We don't do that enough.
Feels good, actually. You get an award, and you get an award.
It's been a great couple of days, 3 days, and I can't tell you how juiced I am, and I hope you guys all appreciate it as well. I just want to take another moment to thank our MCs. If Catherine and Paul can come on out, take a bow.
Do you want the mic? You have another story to tell? You have another story to tell? No? All right, good.
And I can't say how much I appreciate all the work and effort that went in by Workplace and by Marcom to pull this event together. They just did an amazing job.
And thank everyone here. I mean, everyone here basically came, they leaned in, they really put a lot of effort into everything that they did, and it was just amazing to watch it happen, and it wouldn't happen without you, so thank you very much.
Okay, now back to work.
And for those joining us on the live stream, thank you for joining us, and that's the end.